Your electric vehicle is currently engaged in a slow-motion suicide mission against its own tires, and most of you are helping it happen. Today, we are tearing apart the hidden engineering war between regular rubber and the specialized EV tires that cost 20% more, investigating whether that price gap is a legitimate technological necessity or just a massive corporate cash grab. We'll be analyzing the brutal physics of instant torque, the battery chonk factor, and the acoustic sorcery used to keep your cabin from sounding like a rock tumbler. You need to stay until the end, because I'm revealing the specific independent test data that proves exactly how many miles of range you're flushing down the toilet by choosing the wrong brand. Look, I get it. Tires are boring until they're expensive, and EV tires are definitely expensive. You see a round black donut and figure, A, it fits the rim, send it. Do not send it. Here is the reality check. Your EV looks like a car, but physically it acts more like a cinder block strapped to a rocket engine. To the untrained eye, a tire is just a black, round thing that keeps the rim from scraping the Starbucks drive-thru. But for an EV, the tire is the most overstressed component in the entire machine. So let's talk about the two elephants in the room, mass and violence. First up, the chonk factor. EVs are astonishingly heavy. You can thank the skateboard battery pack underneath the floor for that. A typical electric SUV can easily weigh 600 to 800 pounds more than its gas-powered twin. That's like driving around with 3 NFL linebackers stuffed in your trunk, 24/7. When you throw a standard tire designed for a Honda Civic under a Mustang Mach-E into a corner, that tire's sidewall looks at the load, screams, and just folds over. It squirms. It feels awful. EV tires are engineered with reinforced internal structures, stiffer sidewalls and tougher belts, just to handle that baseline static load without deforming. You need an XL or extra load rating, bare minimum. But wait is just the beginning. The real tire killer is the fun part, the throttle. Internal combustion engines need foreplay. They need to rev up to make power. Electric motors are instantaneous violence. You get 100% of your torque at 0 RPM. For those who didn't get that, a gas engine is like a polite conversation with a nice person. It builds up. An electric motor, on the other hand, is like getting punched in the face before you can say hi. That neck-snapping launch you love showing off to your friends, that is absolute torture for the molecular bonds in your tread compound. The torque is shearing the rubber off the carcass. Experts at places like Engineering Explained have noted that if you put a standard compound tire on an EV and drive it enthusiastically, you could see them wear out 20% faster than they should. You are basically doing a microscopic burnout every single time the light turns green. EV tire manufacturers have to develop compounds that are sticky enough to grip, but resilient enough not to disintegrate under 1,000 foot-pounds of instant twist. Now, here's the weirdest engineering challenge: noise. In your old gas banger, you had thousands of explosions happening per minute under the hood, drowning out the world. EVs are library quiet. And because the engine is silent, suddenly you hear everything else. You hear wind noise, and crucially, you hear the tires singing the song of their people against the asphalt. It's incredibly annoying once you notice it. To combat this, companies like Continental and Michelin started doing something that sounds totally gimmicky. They glue giant strips of acoustic foam inside the tire. It looks like mattress padding, but the data shows it actually works, dropping cabin noise by significant decibels by absorbing the cavity resonance inside the tire. Standard tires don't have that, and your ears will know the difference on the highway. But let's get to the data point that hits your wallet and your anxiety levels. Range. This is the biggest tangible difference. EV tires are obsessively engineered for low rolling resistance. They want to glide. Tire rack, the holy grail of independent tire testing, actually put this to the test on a pair of Teslas. They ran a dedicated, efficiency-focused EV tire against a high-performance, sticky regular tire. The result? The regular tire lost over 30 miles of range per charge compared to the EV-specific one. 30 miles! Think about that. That's not a rounding error. That is the difference between making it to the supercharger and calling a flatbed tow truck because you wanted to save $50 buying generic rubber. So, is it a slam dunk? Are EV tires perfect? No, engineering is always a game of trade-offs. To get that insane rolling efficiency for maximum range, you sometimes have to sacrifice absolute maximum grip. Some independent tests have shown that high-end, regular all-season tyres can actually stop shorter in wet or snowy conditions than some efficiency-obsessed EV tyres. Here is the bottom line for the auto geeks and the daily commuters. If you care about getting the range the manufacturer promised you and you want a quiet ride, bite the bullet and pay the EV tax for the specialized tyres. They work. If you live where it snows sideways and you value stopping distance over range, you can use a regular tyre. Just make sure it has that XL load rating so it doesn't explode. Just be prepared to buy new ones way sooner than you think. The truth is, we spend thousands upgrading tech packages and paint colours, but ignore the only 4 palm-sized patches of engineering actually touching the ground. Until battery technology gets exponentially lighter, tyres will remain the single biggest bottleneck of electric vehicle performance. Drive accordingly.